Hi, everybody. My name is Mark. I work in the Google Hamburg office. Been working for Google for about 2.5 years, with gaming for around 2. And I think I can speak for the both of us that we're both professionally and personally very interested in this sphere. And we're both gamers. And I usually take care of startups in general. Gaming is my hobby, the thing I love. And
Yeah, and I'm Konstantin. I'm based in Google in the office in Dublin, in the headquarters, and I'm an account manager for the online gaming industry in Germany, for everything that concerns Google AdWords, YouTube, and the GDN, which we will focus now a tiny bit to basically show you what you can do and how you can basically partner with Google as one of many partners to get your game out there, to basically get the first steps into showing your game to potential clients. So I guess you guys all know what, or think you know what Google is all about. I mean, we have the Google Search and the Google Search Ads. There's also, many different ways of getting your game out there and getting your game known, your name known. We want to focus on a few of those things because basically what changes in the gaming industry, or what is different in the gaming industry from typically retail, which is something that's really doing search ads a lot, is the way that you interact with those guys. Google has not really been known for doing very good display and banner and YouTube and video ads, etc., where you can use as a channel. So we want to focus on those kind of media which gamers actually very enjoy and like, and focus on display, on what you can do with mobile, and what you can do with video. As a first step, so basically there's the Google Display Network. I don't know if many of you know what exactly the Google Display Network is and what it provides. It's, as many of the other affiliate display and ad networks, it's something that you can use to use as online marketing channel to get your game out there. And there's a few ways. Obviously, there's some branding initiatives that are not very interesting for the most gamers, because gamers are very much about performance marketing, performance online marketing. You really need to get as many leads in, cost per leads in, registrations in as at the lowest costs. And so that's why we want to focus a bit and show you what kind of possibilities lie within the Google Display Network, the GDN. We did a quick check, and we looked at the Ad Planner tool, which is open externally, where you can see what is basically the reach that we can have at the global scale for gamers. And we've seen that within 1 week you can basically reach 850 million unique users, which is almost as high as Facebook, I guess, or even higher. It's obviously not the users themselves, it's the Google cookies that you can target. And it's also something that you can get about, I think, 20 billion impressions per day on a worldwide basis, which is also, I guess, pretty impressive. So the reach is very important. Google has always been known to provide very high reach in display advertising, but not that well in targeting. So that's something that has changed over the last couple of 1 or 2 years. And when I started 1.5 years ago, there was basically only the possibility to target some websites, say those are the clients, those are the sites, the content that is actually relevant to my site and to my game. Nowadays, you can use the tools that we have to target users and their interests. Basically, if you want to check your own interests, that what Google or the Google cookie tells about you, you can go on google.com/ads/preferences. And that basically shows you the Google cookie. You can see what kind of interests Google thinks you have. And basically, this is technology that we basically use in the back end to target the persons and the interests of persons. So it's going more from contextual targeting, which tries to target sites where you think the contextual targeting is important, to user targeting. So that's something that's even better. So reach is obviously good. Reach with targeting is even better. The next big thing is obviously YouTube. So the Google Display Network will show a few slides in the end, which shows the whole ecosystem, how it works together. YouTube is basically the next thing that is, in my opinion, something that's changing quite a bit. We've gone from the new site, which has launched, I think, a few weeks ago, which has the Google Plus integration, which has a lot of social interactions. It has a high reach. I think of YouTube as a small GDN within the big GDN. So it's another very good method of reaching gamers, because it's interactive, it's videos, It's trying to see people who are entertained, who are open for new things. They're wanting to get entertained. So if they see a nice gaming banner, something that they seem to be interested in, that's something that you can reach out to them here. So the reach is obviously very important. If YouTube were a country, it would be one of the third biggest, the third largest in the world. And these figures are a bit older. It's from last year still, but I mean, you get the picture. And it's extremely social, which is, I think, one of the most important features about Google. It's a lot of content, a lot of comments. You can plus it. You probably also share videos on Facebook, on Twitter, hopefully on Google+. You do likes, you do thumbs up, you do pluses, and there's a lot of comments. There's a lot of interaction on these videos. So if you try to reach users that you think are important to you, the target audience, then you can use this media as something that is very good for you. You can also use your own brand channels, YouTube channels, to basically interact with your customers. There's a lot of gaming companies which have own brand channels where users can upload videos. You can really get this. Some people usually use it as a community tool, and that's why YouTube, I think, is something that's very good. We have a short video which is supposed to start here in the presentation. It didn't, but I have a backup. So let's see if that works here. Let me check. That one is it. So this is basically showing you what kind of possibilities lie within YouTube for you to get your game out there.
You stay right here. I'll be right back. Up jump the booty to the bang bang. You must pump. You don't stop. Rock the rhythm out of me.
So I guess that shows basically what YouTube is all about. I mean, it's as you've seen, it's the possibility to use the tools that you have to have your own brand channels, to interact with your community via YouTube, and also basically share and you watch trailers, watch videos, etc., which gamers usually do. I don't want to know how many guys of you watched a Modern Warfare trailer or anything else. So it's basically a new way of sharing and watching and interacting with your community. The third part that we wanted to discuss is obviously mobile, which is something that I think is increasingly important. So Mark will get you through this.
Due to the fact that we've heard so much about mobile during the last couple of days, I think I can mostly skip what you see here. We know mobile is big. We know mobile is growing at an incredible rate, and I think none of us can really look over the fact that we're going to have to do something with mobile sooner or later. Of course, we're growing. This is 2015, 3.5 billion mobile users globally, which is huge. I don't know how many people are going to live in the world in 2015, but it's something like 50% of the population, which is huge. What I love about this slide is you don't only see the growth, but what you can also see is that there's a lot of money in there. I mean, 3.3 billion pounds in 2013, transaction value of mobile payments. And if you look at the possibilities that you have with your mobile right now, it's fairly limited. compared to what you can actually do in the future. I mean, with NFC technology that's in new phones, you can pay pretty much everything right at the spot. With geolocation, with augmented reality, there's so much you can do, and I think this is where gaming gets a whole new sphere, a whole new range of possibilities, what you can actually do. I mean, right now, pretty much everything is inside. Whether it's you're sitting in front of your desktop PC, or you're sitting on the couch with your laptop, or maybe on the bus with your iPad. What comes now is, I think Sony and Nintendo showed it pretty nicely last year, is the possibilities of augmented reality together with geolocation. I mean, this is something that really gets people outside. And right now, I mean, maybe not now, maybe in the summer, but it's fantastic what you can do with your phone. So mobile is big, of course we know that. So I'm just going to make this a little shorter. I have 3 slides to pretty much sum up the whole thing. This is the first one. This is one of my favorites because it pretty much is valid for any advertiser in the online sphere. Of course, you have the first one, be found. If somebody is looking for MMO in Turkish, and you have a Turkish MMO and you're not present there, you're missing out on a great opportunity. If someone is looking for augmented reality Netherlands, I mean, there's tons of companies in the Netherlands that are just waiting for this to happen. Be found, be there when somebody is looking for something, because this is the end of the decision process. And if you're at the end of the decision process, the sale is just a little click away. And there's not much more you have to do to convince that person. So be found. Second one, and one of my favorites, is relevance. This is what you're going to hear from us over and over and over, is be relevant. We've heard reach is important, of course. Former campaigns in the display network were pretty much just based on put it out there and wait if users like it. I mean, that was just the sphere, the idea. Now, be relevant. If somebody is into gaming, into an action game, right? We can figure that out. And if you have an action game, show it to him. If somebody likes, I don't know, more of the very, very casual horse games, show it to them. I don't want to hear about the other stuff. If I like arcade, I want to see arcade games. And then for the user, it's not an ad, it's information. This is what's so great about Google Search. I mean, people don't perceive it as an ad, really. They perceive it as, oh, I've been looking for this, cool, and click on it. This is where you have to be relevant. And the targeting methods that pretty much every ad network have let you do that. Third, be engaging. I mean, we've seen through research that if somebody sees a display ad, he or she is 156% more likely to do a search for that brand on Google. I mean, this is amazing. It's not only about, I have the ad, a banner ad, I have a little call to action, click on it, go to the website. It's also about showing yourself to other people and being engaging. And this is something that YouTube has done an incredible job at. It's emotionalizing your content. And if you have content in itself, I mean, content is king, whatever, la la la, but then you have something in your hand, and you have something that the user actually wants to see. And again, it's information. Fourth, and my favorite, be accountable. The accountability, the tracking possibilities that you have on the web are insane. Use it. See what users are doing. See what they like, what they don't like. Feedback in a sort of reactive form is amazing. I mean, you're using Facebook probably, all of you in developers, publishers, whatever, to get more information about the user. Use other forms too. I mean, through the Google Display Network, you can get so much out of it. As Konsti said, just type in google.com/ads/preferences, and you can see what Google thinks you are, the inferred demographics. I just tested it today. It's completely accurate. And it's funny what you can do with data. So this is what we want to show you in respect to overarching. When it comes to more gaming, let's just say you have 4 target audiences. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you want to reach them to get your game out there, of course, and you want to reach them in an efficient way. So what do? You have core gamers, casual gamers, you have the entertainment seekers, and you have something called a reach and low CPC. So this is something that is valid for most gamers in sort of some respect, especially the bigger publishers. What you can do now is you can use the different targeting methods very, very well to get the gamers, of course, in a way that is efficient, but also as a way that is engaging and enticing to the user. And I don't want to show you everything that's in there. What I want to show with that slide is that you have a lot of possibility here. You have interest categories, you have contextual targeting, topic targeting. Of course, you have YouTube and all of these different targeting methods within YouTube. Because there's a ton you can do and a ton where you can actually reach the user. Together with the data that you can get from these methods, you can refine them and optimize. And this is actually, it's a fascinating process. What you can do now, too, with the different tracking mechanisms is you don't just track for CPA, CPL, CPI, whatever it is. You track for the monetization behind it. And that's when it gets really, really interesting. And that's when you can use those targeting methods in a way that is, what did I hear yesterday? ROI positive. Yeah? You can really use it to make some money. And not just, I want users, users, users. You can go to Brazil, Indonesia, Malaysia, China to get tons of users. Where do I get the ones that are really actually monetizing? Maybe it's in some city in Malaysia, in KL. Or is it in Taiwan? Or maybe it's in Uganda, You never know. But with the targeting methods and the tracking, you can really get that out there. What else do we have? We have the overarching principle called search. It works with everything. I mean, with gamers, it's only like 15, 20% of the whole budget usually. But it still works very, very well. I mean, if you have the need for a developer, put that as a keyword in your campaigns. Do an HR campaign. We also have the possibility to do automatic GDN optimizations, which is sort of still a beta, but it works so well. I mean, you can just run the tool, and it gives you a ton of additional reach at the same price. It's amazing stuff. Remarketing, inferred demographics, similar users, placements. Okay, this is old. But all the other stuff, you see there's a lot more coming. And as Konsti said, we're just at the beginning of the targeting possibilities that we have. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what's ahead of us. We want to soon be able to not just track a group of users through their interests. We want to track that user for you that makes you the most money. And once we can do that, this is perfect targeting, perfect tracking possibilities. All right, this was it. It was just a short presentation. What we'd love to do now is just get your questions, get your feedback. What do you want to know about Google+? I can do a short mobile demo, a live demo if you want. And otherwise, shoot.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, you're first.
Did you do case studies of companies using Google advertising successfully to promote Facebook social games?
I'll give that to you.
It's important. It's been done. It's difficult because obviously the longer the process is to go to the actual landing page, it's getting difficult. I would say that obviously you need to build sometime soon a Google Plus game, and then obviously the process is easier. But it's pretty hard because you have the bridge page basically in between where you have to log in into Facebook. You cannot really see if a Facebook session is running in the background. It's difficult. It can be done. It can be optimized, but you wouldn't get the high reach. I mean, you have to probably expect that. It's getting a bit more difficult. It wouldn't be maybe as cheap as on Facebook. The possibilities are there, and it's been done. Yeah, but really, like, the perfect case study is it's a bit of a tough one, but it can be done.
And it's not really efficient. Like Konsti said in the beginning, we have around 900 million unique users in the world, and Facebook has somewhat similar, but they're not really all overlapping. So even if you're showing ads to just 100% of gamers, and only 80% of them have Facebook, or just 70%, you're losing those 30%. It's just it doesn't work very well. So we usually say, don't do it. But like you said, it's been done.
Yeah. Hmm? If you want, I can. Yeah. If you want, just come afterwards, and then I can. Yeah.
Any more questions? Excuse me.
Hi. It's a bit of a complicated question.
We don't take those.
Too bad. About Google Plus and games. First of all, as far as I know for now, Google Plus is still a very closed garden compared to Facebook, compared to Android market even, where you have to be approved to be in the platform.
It's still a beta, yeah.
So first of all, what's the future plans for that? And like you said, bring your game to Google+. We really want to, but we can't. So how can this be done? And at what point do you think this is going to be an open garden in a way? And second question is, what about monetization on Google+ games?
There's two very good questions that I actually don't have the answer to, because I've asked the same question to the guys who are within Google+. Basically, like a short anecdote, the day before Google+ was actually launched in Dublin, Eric Schmidt was there, and we knew that there was something coming up, obviously, and we asked, well, when is the new Facebook killer going to come? And he said, yeah, no, it's a long way to go still. And the next day it launched, so nobody tells even us anything. I think there's a few developers, what happens. It's pretty closed, yeah, it is. But I think we'll only know when you guys know anyway. So it's to be looked forward to, but it's still I have no real answer. Sorry.
We want the best possible experience for the user, like with everything Google does or wants to. But right now it's in testing, and we're working with a couple of partners to make that platform really open for gamers. Just put your game there, get the payment methods, the monetization methods right. And until we have that, we're just gonna have to wait. We don't know when it's gonna come. I don't think they even know. It's ready when it's ready. Yes.
And how about the Google game button on the Google website, like similar to video and maps and stuff?
That's a good feature. Yeah, we can request that.
You might do rev share too for that.
Yeah, no, that's a very good. Yeah. No.
I think you can advertise on it, but no rev share.
Well, I have one more question if nobody else. A common theme of this year's conference has been HTML5, and I can't think of any better people to ask about this. So can you give very honest and open discussions about HTML5 adoption and where you see it going? Honest, please.
It's amazing. I love HTML5. I mean, there's still a ton of work to do, all the standards, and you know the deal. But in general, I've seen a couple of demos by our gamers, and so far it's amazing what you can do. I mean, you have all the possibilities of your traditional game engines, plus the possibilities of the web, the openness, the more free-to-play character, different audience, a lot bigger audience. So there's great potential in it. I mean, I think we still have a long way to go. Flash is still strong. I mean, there's Unity, and we just need to see. What do you think?
Yeah,
I'm pushing hard for figures, by the way.
Figures. Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
My colleague Philip, that had a speech yesterday. He's the HTML5 guy. His presentation was actually completely HTML5, which nobody noticed. Too bad. It took him like 2 days to make. But
that's not a strong selling point.
It is. He's not a techie.
I guess no. I mean, some people. It's a bit funny because some people say Flash is still going to be there for a long time. Some people say HTML5 is the next big thing. Some people say Unity is going to be the next big thing. Some people say none of the three, but there'll be something completely different, which is HTML5, HTML6 or something. I don't know. Yeah, figures. Would love to. I don't know.
Does anybody in the audience have any opinions? You can shout out. What do you think?
Who here thinks HTML5 will win over Flash in the next 2 years? Yeah.
When the WebSockets will be ready.
Pardon me?
When the WebSockets will be ready and the real interactions when?
Don't know.
Don't know.
I'm not sure the Flash will.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah.
Just need a couple of standards, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you have no more questions, first of all, I'd like to thank the gentleman for coming forward.